The story of Good Friday. On Thursday night of Passover, Jesus and his closest friends met for the Seder meal in an upper room of a house. Before they started the meal, Jesus took the part of a servant and washed their feet in order to show them that they should each be the servant of each other. Then, as they started the meal, Jesus broke the bread and handed it around to them all, saying, "Take and eat, for this is my body." At the end of the meal, he passed the cup to them, saying, "This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." During the meal, Jesus revealed that Judas would betray him, and that Peter would deny him 3 times before the rooster crowed to greet the morning. Later that night, Jesus went to the Garden of Gethsemane with his disciples to pray. While he was there, Judas brought soldiers from the high priest and betrayed Jesus to them by kissing him. When the disciples wanted to defend him, Jesus stopped them, telling them to hurt no one. Jesus was dragged away by the soldiers, but not before shaming them for needing to arrest him in the dark of the night. He was taken in front of the high priest, who accused him of serious crimes against God, but failed to find evidence. Jesus remained silent except to finally agree that he was the Christ, the Son of God. This was enough for the high priest. Meanwhile, Peter was hanging around outside near a fire with the servants of the high priest. While he was there, he was accused 3 times of being a follower of Jesus. Scared, 3 times he denied it. After the 3rd time, a rooster crowed, just as Jesus had foretold. Jesus was then sent by the high priest to the Roman governor, Pilate, with the request that he be put to death. Pilate questioned him, but Jesus refused to answer any of the charges the priests brought against him. When Pilate learned that Jesus was from Galilee, he sent him to Herod, the king of Galilee. But Herod could find no reason to kill him either, and so sent him back to Pilate. Still, the priests persisted. Finally, Pilate, under the tradition that the people during Passover could request a prisoner to be released, turned to the crowd and asked if they would like to have Jesus or Barabbas released. Minions of the priests stirred up the crowd to call for Barabbas. And when Pilate asked what they wanted done with Jesus, the minions led the call for him to be crucified. So Pilate gave the crowd their way, but washing his hands told the people that it was their fault. Jesus was stripped, beaten, and forced to carry a cross through the streets of Jerusalem to Golgotha, the place of the skulls. When Jesus collapsed under the weight of the cross, a man from the crowd was forced to carry it for him. There at Golgotha, he was crucified between 2 thieves, with a sign from Pilate over his head saying, "Jesus, King of the Jews." About the noon hour, the sun went dark, and about 3 o'clock Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" They gave him a drink of vinegar on the end of a pole, and shortly thereafter he died. At that moment, the curtain of the temple was torn in 2. The earth shook and rocks split. The soldiers then drove a spear into his side to make sure he was dead, and then split his clothing between them. That evening, Joseph of Arimathea, a follower of Jesus, requested Jesus' body of Pilate and had it buried in his own tomb. This was done quickly since it was the start of the Jewish Sabbath when no work could be done. Pilate had 2 soldiers sent to guard the tomb for the night. The disciples and Jesus' family were devastated. He was dead, and everything had been for nothing, or had it?